fast motion of, am I going to shoot here? Am I going to pass here? What am I going to do? Because you weren't expecting that. If it's a game of chess, you're suddenly having to plan instantly. You can't plan 3 moves ahead because it's all presented in front of you. But here we are in the grand final, the bracket reset, Joksan versus NYC. Chris, Joksan will be playing in the red again. Chris will be in that dark shade of blue. And I can't wait for this one because the first best of 2 was incredible, Alan.
It really was. I feel like we're about to see another incredible match of FIFA. I want to see how Chris handles this. We've been seeing the storyline with Chris, talking about his mentality heading into this tournament. Chris sometimes can lose his head, especially when things aren't going his way, whenever he concedes a goal. And I mean, he did lose that game in extra time, the final minutes of play. We'll see how he bounces back from that. On the other hand, Joksan, he now knows that it comes down to this final matchup of FIFA. If he wins it, he wins the back-to-back North American Qualifier Championship Cup. So all to play for in this one.
Well, nothing comes of that corner, but it will actually be a throw, and Schmeichel having to just put it out as best as he can here. Not risking anything is NYC, Chris, so it will mean Joksan can still attack. Bruno Fernandes on the right-hand side, the goal scorer of that goal that has sent this to a bracket reset and another best of 2. Back to Renato Sanchez now on the edge of the box, and Firmino also getting involved, but will eventually be tackled there by Camavinga. And Hullet can play this one away for Chris, and he can start to think about an attack of his own.
It has been coming down to the little minute details between these two. The final play inside the box, who takes advantage of that attacking opportunity whenever space starts to get created. We haven't seen a lot of shots on target in that first matchup. It just is a very tight affair, and it's basically coming down to who handles the opportunity better.
Well, the directional nutmeg attempt, the bridge attempt from NYC, Chris, to see if he can just push the ball away from the man and have the shot on target. But as you say, no shot on target just yet. There's the overlapping run. This is the 5-3-2 at its finest, but Theo Hernandez cannot find the returning pass. And now NYC, Chris can look to counter-attack with Mbappe streaming forward. No one to help him just yet, though, so has to twist and turn with Vieira just hunting him down, trying to win that ball back. But maybe Chris can take advantage of Vieira out of position here. Cristiano Ronaldo back to Mbappe, heel to get away from the man. Nice little elastico as well. Will go for a fake shot cancel. Is he going to get the shot away? No, he won't. Maybe he waited a little bit too long.
Good opportunity there from Chris, testing out Joksan's defense. Shot cancellation, as you mentioned earlier. Those shot cancellations are very crucial, very important. They can be game-changing. We also have a lot of skill move cancellations. Hopefully we see some in this matchup because they definitely are very effective.
It's one way to break down a defense, especially a defense as solid as Joksan. You have to be inventive. You have to come up with something a little bit different to throw Joksan off his game. One of the best defenders around, not just in North America, but in international play as well. Now Rashford could cross one in, but decides just to go back. Not going to opt to go for any sort of headers just yet. Doesn't have to rely on maybe a little bit of luck. Chris is going to instead try and work his way into the box here. Camavinga playing it to Dembele. Camavinga again on the edge, back to Mbappe on the turn. Vieira, though, just hunts him down again.
Great defense. Joksan closing all of those tight spaces, making it very difficult for Chris to make an opportunity right here. Camavinga with a great tackle, leading to a potential attack, but loses ball possession.
Can Joksan make anything of this attack? Here's Firmino. He's going to bide his time and continue his slow and patient way of building up. Biding his time and hoping to get that through ball opportunity. Oh, but nothing's going to get past Camavinga. Camavinga and Hullet in the midfield have been absolutely incredible, Alan.
They certainly have been. Hullet has been a standout player for Chris, scoring goals in that first matchup between the two. Just a great player to have. He seems to never get tired, never lose stamina. Defensively, amazing player. Offensively, an amazing player. Just paired with Camavinga has been very great for Chris.
And this game just feels a very different type of game from what we've just seen before. It's a lot slower. We haven't seen any early goals. Mbappe trying to turn. You can cut the tension with a knife between these two because defensively, they're not really taking as many risks. We're not seeing the players stepping out in the different directions, but we are seeing a couple of mistakes crop up here or there. Neither player able to take advantage of them just yet. Maybe this could be the attack, though, for Joksan. Plays it forward to Cuadrado. There are men in the middle if he wants to utilize them, which he does. It's going to be Sanchez back and forth with Firmino, using those off-the-ball runs to try and encourage someone to dart into space. And now there is going to be space in the middle of the pitch there. Mbappe makes the run on that left-hand side, but just opens up Sanchez to move forward. Mbappe turns and strikes it into the top left-hand corner. Schmeichel could not get anywhere near it. And oh, this is going to spell trouble because Joksan takes the lead.
What a great goal from Joksan right there with Mbappe Team of the Year. Nice fake shot, opening up space for that wide open shooting angle. Mbappe is just not going to miss from there. Even Hullet couldn't get a foot on the ball with that slide tackle. Joksan takes the lead in this grand final.
Well, we've had our first goal, and maybe this is going to open up more goals to come, because now Rashford, ball rolls across, plays it back in, but Sanchez, he's done some damage at the other end with the passes he's completed, but also defensively stepping in now and doing his duties. Only a few minutes left of this first half, of this first leg. And it is Joksan with possession, and we know that Joksan does like to hold on to the ball, Alan. He does like to go for that last attack.
Yes, definitely we can see Joksan. I feel like he's 100% going to save the ball. Oh, no, that's a big turnover. Hullet.
Unfortunately for Chris, though, it is not going to create anything, and it is just going to be the halftime whistle blown unless Joksan can keep this ball going forward, but it's not going to happen. A big exhale from Complexity Joksan in the bottom left-hand corner, because that was a very tight first 45 minutes, but he's been able to come out on top.
It certainly has been very tight. We've seen that there was only one shot in the entire first half. I feel like Chris had the ball a lot more. He was attacking more. I think he had more opportunities than Joksan in terms of just building up the play in Joksan's box. However, though, it only took Joksan that one build-up play to find that goal. Joksan's playing really good defense at the moment, closing all the spaces against Chris, making it very difficult for Chris to find a goal.
Well, Chris is going to have possession from the restart here. Of course, 45 minutes in this first leg, but another leg to play after this. So plenty of time, and Chris does not need to panic. He was able to find 3 goals past Joksan in the previous 2 legs before the bracket reset. So I'm sure he's not going to be panicking too much about chances created. But the more time he is behind, the longer that seed is planted, and there is that directional nutmeg! And Ronaldo finds the bottom corner. Once it generates that space, a goal is always going to follow.
A very great use of the directional nutmeg. Has proven to be a great skill in FIFA 21. Definitely very effective. Getting inside of Joksan's defense, and Ronaldo is not going to miss there even with his 4-star weak foot. Well
then, game on, and the perfect time for Chris just to give himself a little bit of belief here that he can just continue to be on top of this game, or at least on par with Joksan. If you do allow Joksan to get away with a game and dominate the possession and keep a lead, then you start to almost play against yourself, because you try and win that ball back, you get frustrated, but that's not going to be the case here for Chris, as now Bruno Fernandes tries to play the through ball, but Hullet doing his defensive work.
Yeah, it's definitely super important to not get frustrated whenever you're coming up against the players like Joksan and Chris. Both of them have to keep a neutral mindset, be super patient. I feel like both of these guys are respecting one another, being very conservative with the ball, pickpocketing the passes. They've been very clinical so far. Both a shot on target, and both have found that one goal from that shot.
There was almost something there as well, the driven cross, a goal. Joe Gomez being able to step in and hook it away means that Chris won't find his second just yet. Cristiano Ronaldo now plays it to Cuadrado. Slightly more pacier style of attack here for Joksan, but it only goes as far as Camavinga stepping in and winning the ball back. And now Chris can look to counter here with Kylian Mbappe. Will take his time though. No through ball was presented just yet.
And you can just see how conservative these players are being. In the weekend league, maybe against a different opponent, they would attack forward, but Chris turning the opposite way from the goal he's attacking to just keep the ball possession and just not go forward. Be super patient with it. They're not trying to take those risks at the moment because they know that you can get countered.
into the 66th minute now as Mbappe really goes as far as Varane. A nice sliding tackle we see there, and here's the through ball, but Patrick Vieira should be able to deal with that easily, which he does. Patrick Vieira, I mean, you already mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, Alan. You said that Joksan was saying that Vieira has just been his saviour throughout this tournament. Time and time again, he just makes those last-ditch challenges to win things. But maybe on the other side, Kylian Mbappe can be the lord and saviour attacking-wise for Joksan, but can't get further than Walker at the moment. Theo Hernandez back to Mbappe. Here's Bruno Fernandes now, turning on the edge. Camavinga, he's a blockade.
Great defensive play right there from Camavinga once again. Patrick Vieira, yes, an icon. That is very crucial. You know, players midfield, even at the back. Joksan is using him as the center defensive back right there in the 5-3-2. You can use Vieira everywhere. What a through ball, but unfortunately it was way too far in front of Cristiano Ronaldo, making it easy for the goalkeeper. But Vieira is just such a versatile player. You can use him in the midfield, you can use him as a center back, and he will get the job done just how he did right there.
Yeah, that's just displaying what you were saying at the perfect time. 15 minutes remaining in this first leg, still nothing to separate the two, but Mbappe will play it forward to Fernandes. A nice sliding pass, but actually it's harmed him, but he's managed to recover, gets the ball back to Mbappe. The 1-2 is there, but it's Cristiano Ronaldo's good turn, but cannot beat the defender. And it does seem like every attack is being thwarted at the moment by Chris's defence, doing very well to hold back the complexity man. And Rashford, with a lot of space to work with on the right-hand side, pushes the ball forward, but then keeps it away from the oncoming fullback. Tavernier has joined the attack. 1-2 with Huller. Mbappe now could strike if he wants to, goes for the Elastico, turns around! And Mbappe manages to take the lead for NYC, Chris. And that is one hell of a goal.
What a beautiful goal from New York City, Chris. Elastico, combining it with the nice left stick turn, and then topping it off with the scoop turn to find the net wide open. Mbappe's not going to miss there. Just goes to show that these guys, whenever they're feeling risky inside the box, they make it count.
Not only is that one of the best goals that I've seen so far, to do it in a grand final against a player like Joksan, arguably one of the best defenders around. Absolutely amazing stuff there from NYC, Chris, with the team of the year. Mbappe takes the lead with 10 minutes remaining in this first leg. Joksan has to answer back again.
Yeah, sometimes you're just not going to beat these guys' defense with just passing the ball. That's why it's super important to know some skill moves like the ones that New York City Chris demonstrated there. That could be the difference in a game, opening up space, creating goal-scoring opportunities. Well played.
What does Joksan have left in this game? Has he got a goal up his sleeve? Has he got some magic to work with as well? Cristiano Ronaldo back to Mbappe, but Tavernier steps in. He may not have got an upgrade today with Rangers conceding in the last minute, but he's certainly done a job as an 86 rated fullback. And actually, I think the pros will probably be happy he stays as an 86 rated fullback for the requirements in these tournaments. Just a few minutes left now for Chris to just hold on and think about that second leg. Still 90 minutes to work with, and potentially one last chance to maybe get a 2-goal cushion.
Yes, he's definitely holding the ball for the last attack here, knowing that he has ball possession. Scoring that third goal would be huge heading into the second leg. Definitely does not want to equalize here. We got Mbappe sort of being patient with the ball. He could have done something else there, but that right there should be the end of the first half. And never mind, he gets the ball back.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Ronaldo is going to get that chance, but the directional nutmeg does not go any further than Patrick Vieira on this occasion. And the first leg is complete, and it's NYC Chris turning into beast mode there with a 2-1 lead. And Joksan going to have to come from behind. Alan, talk to me. That goal was absolutely amazing.
It was the difference in the game. An amazing, beautiful goal. What this game needed, what Chris needed. A very cagey affair. Both guys taking their time, being super patient with the ball. Trying not to make any mistakes. Trying to play the wide open pass. And I mean, right now, we are seeing that Chris is up in the lead heading into the final half of this grand final. Can Joksan pull something out of his sleeve, score the equalizing goal, like right there with Mbappe? That was a great goal to get this game started. And I mean, New York Chris wasn't letting go.
I think the best thing about this grand final for me is all these goals that we're seeing are just moments of magic. It's not mistakes. It's not anything like the AI is doing. The game's not messing anyone up. It's all about just moments of brilliance, just being able to penetrate the opposition's defense, getting the goals that they so rightly deserved. And that one, I think, is definitely up there as one of the best goals that we've seen so far in this tournament. And well, Chris has very simple task at hand, Alan. But I say it's simple. He just has to carry on doing what he's doing. He has a goal lead going into this second leg, so Joksan's going to have to come from behind. As long as Chris doesn't concede, he wins this tournament.
Yeah, definitely easier said than done. Chris found himself in this exact position in that last matchup. He was up against Joksan, but unfortunately, he gave up the goal that saw the game equal, and then Joksan took the lead. Chris knows that he has another chance to win this grand title. It's not going to be easy. He also knows that Joksan has a lot of comeback potential in his game, a very dangerous player, a player who has came up against some of the greatest players around the world, like MS Desari in the E-Champions League. Chris won the E-Champions League, as you can see the title behind him. Can he add a North American Cup in these final 45 minutes? We'll have to wait and find out.
And usually I would ask you, Alan, I'd say, well, what does X player have to do differently here to get back into the game? Or what does Y player have to make sure he doesn't do? But I think these players have played each other enough that they know the tendencies, they know what they've got up their sleeve. And it's just a case of letting the game play out, waiting for that opportunity to present itself. And it's whether you can actually seize that moment. It's whether you can come up with that little bit of magic in that moment and actually do something a little bit different like we saw Chris do there. I don't think we're going to see too many tactical adjustments. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they're just going to try and play their own games here.
Exactly. For at least the first half, we are going to be seeing the same formation tactics that we've seen in the first leg. Both of these players, right, they have played each other quite a bit. They both have qualified to the E-Club World Cup, and they've came up against each other in the E-Club World Cup. And Joksan has told me that New York City Chris is a great player to come up against. I believe New York City Chris beat him in one of those qualifier games in the E-Club World Cup. So Chris has the potential, so does Joksan, but it's coming down to this final half, that big moment, as you said. It is literally just coming down to that big moment and who turns up whenever that moment comes.
And I hope it doesn't come down to a little mistake, but as I said in the first matchup between these two before the bracket reset, when you have two competitors this closely contested, it can be those slim margins, that one little mistake, that wrong press of a player switch or the press of a pass button that should have actually been maybe a dink over the top. There's all these different things that come into consideration when you're in a matchup like this. And I'm a little bit worried for both of these players because now it comes down to it. There is no backup plan for NYC Chris. He, of course, had the bracket reset as a backup previously, but now it's all going to be laid out on the table in this final. Alan, I'm going to ask you for a prediction, right? We usually get the predictions from the desk, and I know that one of these players happens to be in the same organization, but from what you've seen, how do you see this second leg panning out?
Oh, man. So it's a tough one. Both of these guys have what it takes to win the entire thing. But I would say, not trying to be biased at all, I'm just talking from what has happened in the past. I feel like Joksan, if he scores a goal early on, he's going to then score the go-ahead goal to win the game. Chris, we know that he can get in his head at times whenever the game isn't going his way, whenever he loses a lead. And Joksan has just been in this position so many times. He's super experienced being down in a game, scoring goals in the last minute. So I would say that Joksan is probably going to come out victorious, and he's also trying to defend that North American title.
We got him, chat. Don't worry. It is confirmed Alan is a biased caster, and it's exactly what we wanted to hear. I'm only joking, of course, but this is going to be an amazing second leg in the grand final as we kick things off. Chris will have possession in the dark blue kit. Joksan is going to be in that red strip yet again. What does Joksan have left in the tank? 90 minutes to try and get a goal back, but Chris, I'm sure, will try and make it too.
Yes, definitely. I feel like they need to sort of play a little different in the attack if something is not working out, especially Joksan, who's down in the game. We've seen Chris score a very not so meta goal in the first encounter with Holder, just crossing the ball over Joksan's back line. It was super unexpected, and I feel like it's going to come down to being that unpredictable in this game because both of them seem to be reading each other perfectly. That's why we have little shots on target and not that many goals.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to allude to in that first leg as well, is just that we might need to see something a little bit more special if we're going to see one of these players take this game by the horns and really show their opponent what they're able to achieve, because they've played each other before, because they've watched each other compete. They know the tendencies, they know the patterns, they know the meta. Break the meta, show us something a little bit different. Here is a pass outright to Cuadrado, keeps it in. Ronaldo now plays it to Firmino. Sanchez plays it out left to Mbappe, turns onto the right foot, scoop turn, doesn't beat the defender. And NYC Chris can attack himself. There's a nice through ball, but only going to go as far as Van der Sar.
Well done, and sometimes you have to take those risks, those chances. As you've seen there with that through ball, has been very effective. These guys have scored plenty of goals with that through ball, and as we're saying, that can be the special moment right there.
All pressure on Joksan's shoulders to get a goal and equalize here. Plenty of time, but we know that in a game of FIFA, that time can tick away very fast when you're the one with the controller in your hands. As Mbappe with the ball at his feet plays it back to Renato Sanchez, hoping that one of the strikers is going to make a run. It's going to be Bruno Fernandes with the 1-2, back to Mbappe, puts it onto his right foot and slots it home. It's quick, short passing, and then a brilliant finish from Mbappe. We've got our equalizer, we've got our game.
What a great goal from Joksan. Getting the ball with Mbappe, faking the defender, baiting him as if he was going to turn around, but instead he goes with that right-footed shot to the right side of the goal, catching everyone off guard. We have a game.
Honestly, when I saw all the Team of the Year items, I thought it was going to be Team of the Year Ronaldo that was going to be that one item that just got on everyone's nerves, that was just the best one in the game. But the things I've seen Mbappe do this weekend, from close range, from far range, he's always there. He has been an absolute nuisance, a thorn in the side for so many of these players. But now, NYC Chris with Dembele, back to Hullet in the middle. Can he respond quickly here? Maybe with Mbappe of his own. It's an elastico! And the left foot of Mbappe! And just like that, Chris takes the lead again.
Mbappe turning up in these big moments where champions are made. Diddy finding that great open space with that elastico, and Kylian Mbappe showing what he can do in the attack with that weak foot strike to the top corner.
Well, 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 2 goals. Such a quick time period that I don't think Joksan even had time to reset after getting a goal of his own, but he's instantly sprinting up to the other side of the pitch now, maybe to try and get another equalizer here, whilst Chris is thinking about that goal, whilst Chris is trying to reset, whilst the momentum is still very much in favor of a very quick style of FIFA. Neither player slowing down at the moment, both just trying to attack the other.
This is just such a great game to watch. 2 great players going at it, demonstrating some great FIFA 21, the player switching, the defending, the attacking inside of the box, creating that open opportunity with the skill moves, with the turns. It's just so difficult to be playing against the quality of players that they're currently, you know, coming up against. They're putting on a show.
It's just how flawless both of these players are with their transitions from one skill move to another, and that's a nice through ball to Kylian Mbappe, lays it across to Bruno Fernandes. It's another one to Firmino, but Theo Hernandez running forward, strikes it with his shin and stops that from going anywhere near the goal. Big chance there for Joksan, just trying to rush his attack, trying to play those balls fast to not allow Chris to be able to successfully play a switch there.
And at these levels, you have to be extremely focused, precise. That's a very key word at this level. Both of these guys are showing how precise they are. What a big interception there. Ronaldo looking out for the wide open passes to start this brand new attack.
Those are the mistakes you can't allow to happen, giving the ball away in areas like this. Because now there is the chance. Mbappe to step over. It's simple. It's wonderful. It's 3-3. And it's Mbappe again. And Chris only really has himself to blame, giving the ball away there, allowing that passage of play. But game on.
What I love about that goal, the nice step overs. And not only that, everyone thought Mbappe was going to go with the finesse shot to the right side of the goal, but he hits his goalkeeper, New York City Chris's goalkeeper, with the finesse shot to the left side. Nice, cool, calm, and collected finish from Joksan. That is exactly what you need at this level.
Just catches the keeper wrong-footed there. Schmeichel getting nowhere near it. Just a couple of passes going wayward now here for Chris, and maybe Joksan can capitalize on yet another mistake in the middle of the park here. But no, okay, Chris will wrestle back here, and now he can potentially get a counter-attack of his own. Rashford on the right-hand side. Mbappe's making that run through the middle. Hullet is also there. He will play it to Hullet. Gomez blocks the initial pass. Still possession for NYC Chris, though. Just a couple of minutes left in this first half of this second leg. Can he snatch another goal before the players heading to the dressing room for the final 45 minutes? Hullet marching forward. Turns into Sanchez, though, and Joksan's going to get the last attack here.
Needs to be quick before the referee blows a whistle. He needs to play forward. And unfortunately, the referee does blow the whistle.
All tied up after 45 minutes of the second leg here. And we were all tied up after the first leg as well. Nothing to separate them. Alan, I mean, it's mistakes, it's moments of magic. There's everything in this grand final. We had a bracket reset. What else can we ask for? Dare I even potentially talk about extra time and penalties?
Oh man, no, this game, it seems as if it's heading there. We cannot see someone break through and take the lead by 2. Someone becoming the clear winner. It's going to take something special to separate the two. This is the grand final, the last half of the grand final. So much to play for. And something that I want to point out, something that I really do respect from New York City Chris, is that he's sticking true to his 4-4-2 second variation against this 5-3-2, and it's been working out for him. He's definitely been handling the 5-3-2, a formation that has been proven to be very effective. He's been handling it very well with his 4-4-2.
It's been his player switching and how well he tracks runs. Honestly, that overlapping run has not been too much of a problem for him, but Mbappe might be a problem, but not enough to get past Kyle Walker on this occasion. Chris will hold strong, and every moment like that is just going to make these players tense up, knowing it could be that one chance that they give up or that they take, which allows them to get ahead or puts them behind in this grand final. And I honestly couldn't call it, and I don't want to call it. I just want to watch this unfold. As a fan of FIFA, as a player of FIFA, we are witnessing quite the grand final here.
100% right. You can start to charge to be watching quality of this type of FIFA. It's just amazing brilliance.
Oh, and that's brilliance as well. But it's Kylian Mbappe as well. 4-3 now for Joksan. Just snatching at that one. Chris maybe is going to be a little bit disappointed. He thought he'd done enough. But Joksan reacting perfectly to what was presented in front of him and just hammering it home. Some players may have stuttered in that area. They may have not taken that shot, but Joksan recognizing that he had the chance to take the lead. And for the first time, we do see Joksan ahead again.
As Joksan likes to say, sometimes you have to create your own luck. And Chris is definitely going to feel hard done by that. Unfortunately for Chris, the ball lands to the feet of Kylian Mbappe, who has proven to be very effective in this matchup, scoring so many goals for both NYC Chris and Joksan. Joksan, though, showing that he knows how to find the back of the net, taking the lead.
That is going to be a tough pill to swallow for NYC Chris. If that's the goal that sinks him in this grand final, I'm sure he'll want a chance to rectify that one. But once Mbappe is able to get his laces through it in a position like that, it's heading nowhere but the back of the net. And now Bruno Fernandes on the turn. Doesn't get past Kyle Walker. Still 30 minutes left for NYC Chris to get an equalizer. Potentially take us to extra time. But Joksan with the lead now is where things start to get a bit scary, and he's defending well.
Yes, this is one of the few times where we see Joksan with the lead against NYC Chris. We have seen that Joksan can come back after being down by 1 goal. Can New York City Chris find something out of his attack to come back into this game, equalize it, potentially sending it to extra time? It's definitely something that he needs if he wants to overturn Joksan and become the new North American Cup champion.
Corner ball then. Schmeichel off his line, so it will just be played short to Mbappe. Nice little bit of footwork to get away from the man. Plays it to Cristiano Ronaldo. Turns, and this time it bobbles in favour of NYC Chris, so he doesn't have to worry about any sort of sudden shots from Kylian Mbappe this time. And now can spread the ball out to the left-hand side. And start to manoeuvre his way up the pitch and look to see if he can get through on goal again. I'm sure Chris desperate now to have a chance to equalise. You just want that one opportunity. You almost hope that the game's going to present it to you. I think we know that against Joksan, he's going to have to work very hard to get that chance.
And a Joksan with the lead. That is a very dangerous Joksan. Let's see how well he handles it. He knows that there's only 19 minutes, 18 minutes remaining in this matchup to becoming a back-to-back champion. It's going to come down to how well Joksan defends.
That was Vieira stopping that directional nutmeg from breaking through there. The pause has been cued by NYC Chris, maybe looking to make some tactical adjustments, getting players forward, maybe some fresh legs on the pitch as well. But first has to focus on this defensive maneuver, and Mbappe strikes it with his left foot, and it's Mbappe time and time again. Joksan celebrates because it gives him a 2-goal cushion. It's 4-1 in this second leg, and Mbappe has run rampant.
And that goal right there speaks 1,000 words for both competitors. You can see Joksan, how much that goal means to him. A smile on his face. We normally don't see a reaction from Joksan, but he knows that that goal right there could potentially be the game-winning goal to secure the back-to-back North American Cup championship. And then on the other hand, Diddy, with his hands covering his mouth, knowing how much that goal means for Joksan and the outcome of this game.
Joksan straight into the tactics alongside NYC Chris, getting those fresh legs on the pitch, those fullbacks that have been working so hard, darting up and down the pitch to join the attack to come back and defend. But Mbappe on the turn, left foot, bish, bash, bosh. That could be the title-winning goal from Kylian Mbappe. After Chris taking the lead in this second leg, I was thinking that maybe we were going to be seeing the end of Joksan's reign as champion, but he has proven to be quite the competitor here, and this 5-3-2 is so difficult to break down. We need to see NYC Chris score pretty much here and now, but Atal, the fresh legs on the pitch, working hard, winning the ball back, and Chris now is susceptible to a counter-attack. Kylian Mbappe, the goal scorer, could play it across goal, but Varane steps in.
We can be seeing a game, set, match goal right here for the red side. Complexity Joksan. Chris definitely needs a goal in his next opportunity, if he even gets the opportunity to have ball possession, because Complexity Joksan, look at what he's doing. He has brilliant time management. That's something that separates him from the rest of his competition. He's just very experienced, very difficult whenever he has the lead. And I mean, he can hold those leads.
Chris has won the ball back, but that's only the first task. The second task is to score a goal. Then the third task, win the ball back again. And fourth, score another goal. It is not an easy route for Chris whatsoever, but he has to start it with a goal in this exact attack if there's going to be any chance of a comeback. Carrasco plays it outright to Tavernier, but unfortunately Tavernier runs it out of play, and maybe it's going to start to be a bit of a victory parade for Complexity's Joksan, because he's very good at holding on to the ball, Alan, and he's only got to do it for 5 more in-game minutes.
There's 4 more minutes of play, and he wins the championship again. Chris needs a goal right here if he wants to have a chance at something magical.
It has to be something magical, something miraculous, something from a Harry Potter book at this point if Chris is going to get back into this game. But it's highly unlikely, especially with Joksan defending like that, aggression, sliding in, ensuring that he wins the ball back. And now it's just about holding on to the ball. Maybe he can even get a goal to wrap it. Chris will slide in. It's going to be a free kick. but it's all but secured at this point. Chris looks away, maybe in disbelief at what he's just seen, as Joksan has come back from behind to hammer him in this second leg with some incredible goals. But I do feel hard for Chris because it's just unfortunate that he's come this far. He's got to this grand final. He's played so well, but he's come up against one of the best players around. Joksan from the lower bracket again, Alan, is going to be our North American champion. What else can we say? But Complexity Joksan is quite simply the best in North America.
What a performance. Complexity Joksan celebrating, showing the two fingers, representing a back-to-back North American Qualifier championship. Amazing performance from my teammate Complexity Joksan. Well played.
An amazing performance. When his back was against the wall, he was always fighting through. He gets the bracket reset. He has to beat NYC Chris twice, and he has done just that. He certainly doesn't make it easy for himself, does Complexity Joksan, but there is a smile on his face for a reason. Commiserations, of course, to NYC Chris. Another amazing tournament, but this one is just not to be the one. It's all about Complexity's Joksan. Alan, any final thoughts on this matchup? Any final thoughts on what Joksan has done here today?
Oh man, throughout the entire tournament, he has honestly played some great FIFA 21 in all areas, all aspects. Defensively, what a performance. Didn't allow that many goals to find his back of the net. And then on the other hand of things, the other side of things, we see him scoring all of the chances that he got. He started off kind of slow with his finishing, but progressively throughout the competition, he got better and better at finding that back of the net. And then on the other side of things, New York City Chris, fair play. He got super far in the tournament, put on such a show in this North American Qualifier #2. Very well played from him, but unfortunately he had to come up against such a great player, such a great performer, and that is Joksan.
Well, thank you so much, Alan, for joining me in this grand final. Joksan is going to be your North American champion again in qualifier #2. Back-to-back victories. And of course, we will be back soon. We're going to have all the analysis from the desk, dissecting that game and talking about that man on your screen, our champion, Complexity Joksan. Don't go anywhere.